Here's how we helped our client Nikki go from low social media presence, inconsistent, to over 3
Mic check 1 2. Alright, mic check 1 2, going live in 3 2 1. Let's go, let's get it. Bingo. Alright, that's a different look up there. Just trying out a different kind of green here, but yeah, I think it looks good so far. I've got some empty spaces over there. Anyway, let's go look at this week review and all that good stuff. No music though, so let's just go to this other scene while yeah. All right, so this week we only did $57 in profit, so a little bit of an increase. It's okay. I was really looking forward for a lot more, but that's what we managed to make, and it is better than a loss, right? So did a couple of losses beginning of the week. Let's just go to the cash history. Where is it? Right here, call balance history. Let's go. Boom. They look like that. I don't know if that's big enough. There you go. All right, so Monday. 2 trades here. I think these are just some test trades. We'll see when we get to the journal here. So let's just go through the numbers real quick here. The profit losses, blah blah. Did 176 loss right there. This was a test trade or something, but just lost $11 right there. So good. And then on Tuesday, oh wait a minute, so this was Monday. There was no trade, but I did some test trades. That's why I lost that $11. And then Tuesday was a lost 176. On Wednesday, got too confident, a little bit too confident, went for a bigger I think I took 3 contracts. I was looking for at least 400 plus in profits, but it didn't work out, so took a loss there. And then on this day, I think I had an opportunity to take 3 contracts, but then I'm like, yo, my drawdown is kind of hit a little bit with these 3 losses, so let's just go slow. So even if we take a loss, then we're still, not in a bad place. It ended up being a winner, and we did make like $293 there. And then yesterday is when I made these 173. Quite an interesting trade over there. And I didn't see it go to the full 2R because I made my it made the higher time frame levels that I think price can reverse. And I hate retracements, bro. I hate retracements, especially when I'm in profits I can take. So I was good with that. And then we did make that 326 above the $1,000 mark, 51,326, which is a capital high since I started this challenge 6 weeks ago. So that was good. Wait, 7 weeks ago, because this was week 7. Ooh, we're going to 2 months, man. And I don't know why they bring up that extra day over there. I don't know, and it's still gonna be there until I do Thursday. And then now they bring even the Friday one. It's so weird. So that's what we did this week. And the balance total to 27th was $57, and that's all the shenanigans. So the ones in brackets are losses, and then the ones not in brackets are wins. I don't know what usually happens here, because I took 2 contracts. This is a full position, but this one was, oh yeah, because I took partials. Okay, so the first partial 76 yesterday, and then the other one was 1-1. So let's go straight to the journals here so we can see like the actual graphical representation. So Monday there was no trades, and let's look at how the chart looked like. So looking at so I did come to trade in the afternoon here. As we can see, the whole of this week I've been coming to trade that 12 p.m. candle. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard waking up now that afternoons I have to be somewhere to, you know, pay off these bills, you know. So when I used to wake up in the morning here, I'll be free in the afternoon. So that changed right there. But still, I think the markets are back to moving. So I have to sacrifice a little bit, get back to waking up at 6:30. But if I can, I'm just gonna be at 12 p.m. Try to finish that last hour of trading, or pretty much the second last hour of trading, the 3 p.m. candle, which is the 12 p.m. candle my time. So this was the this is how it looked. So I'm looking, if I was to get a trade, will be somewhere here, and maybe the entry will be at the close of this candle. I don't know if you can see the mouse and then my stop loss right here. I don't think that would have made 1:2, but I would have reached a high objective here, so probably I would have paid myself somewhere there. So maybe that would have been a profitable day. But I did come to trade at 12, and you can see there was no entry. This is where the EMAs are kind of out of sync with what I like to see. For example, that's a nice trend line that we broke right there, but my EMAs need to be lined up, and I need to see a retracement, kind of what you're seeing here. But as you can see, that didn't really happen, and then it just dips. So we're looking into seeing what that is, especially that we have that 5-minute fair value gap right there. Now that we had that 5-minute fair value gap right there that we just reversed. Anyway, that's just too much. We're not gonna get trades every day anyway, so it's all good. It's all good. All right, let's go to the next day where I took a loss. That is now Tuesday. Let's look at how the trade looked like. This was a really nice trade, honestly. I think they were just done. Those are my markups. The previous day AQ level, which is a nice place to take a trade off of. So looking at the 15-minute on the left here, what was I basing this trade on? What was it? I don't even know, bro. Why did I enter this trade? Honestly, looks like there's no 15-minute objective. I should have waited. You see, for this up candle here, that we saw price go down, took out that low and took out these lows. When we closed above, that is where I should have looked for this long. But I think I was excited with this because this is my entry mechanism here. EMAs line up on the 1 minute, and then that beautiful retracement to that 50 or the 100, and then look how that trend line just breaks so beautifully, man. That was amazing. And the stop loss down here, that gave me some hope, and then it just sunk and took me out. But looking at price action right now, maybe I did base off of this gap here, and maybe it being reversed. But my best trades are usually on the breakers though, the high low, so waiting for a high to see if we have some movement to the upside. So probably maybe that might have been a mistake trade, but it's all good. We're not gonna be perfect there. Oh yeah. Okay, so it was based off of this huge 30-minute right here. This was a 1 hour fair value gap. No, a 30-minute 1 hour breakout right there that we tested here, then we tested here. Now I thought, yo, this is now where we're gonna go. Then looking on the left, look at those high highs right there, double tops. People see resistance, I see liquidity. So whatever it is, makes you sleep good. Okay, so that was a loss, and then let's go to the next day. This is Wednesday, I believe the 25th was a Wednesday. It was. So let's see how that goes. We did lose $216 right there. This was another good trade, man. It just didn't work out, but I really did put myself in a very nice position. So this is what I thought to be a very nice breaker. See, we have a low high and a low, and it is within an internal range. So I was looking for this external range out here. That's my, TP. So 2 arrows right here. So probably once we got down here, probably I think the plan was to break even. and then see if we can get down here. I'm not so sure. How many contracts did I take? I took 3. Yeah, so I think the plan was maybe take out 1 and then leave around or something on the sort. So we have a low high and a lower low, so that's a breaker right there paired with a fair value gap, and I'm like, boom, bruh, we do have a very nice trade. So when I see this characteristic right here, man, I'm in. You know, I'm no brainers, bro. Entry at the close of this trend line. As you can see, I did enter on this one. I wait for the last, just before the candle closes, so on the last 3 or 2 seconds, that's when I hit my enter. But the last second it kind of went back in, so but that's okay. So if I was to wait for the next mini candle, my entry would have been right there. It's pretty much the same distance. I was in profits for a while, but then it comes out and kind of takes me out right there. But that was a good trade, you know. So these are kind of trades where if I'm taking, it takes me out, I kind of blame price. I'm like, that was not my fault. So let's see what happened up the rest of the session. Pretty much it does nothing. It just died right there. So the daily objective had already been met. I was trying to squeeze out something that was already done. So pretty much that's it. So we're stuck in between that high and this low. So yeah, probably after maybe the Asian session it went and took out, but with the profile I'm working with, I'm sending signals to, because that's what it says in the contract. You're sending signals and they'll do what they want to do. I think that's the legal way they found, you know, for these profams to work here. We are sending signals willingly. All right, so we took a loss there. Let's see the this win on Thursday. Beautiful, right there, same thing, you know, pretty much. So the thing is with this one, looking at the daily, I was like, yo, we do have some down objectives right here that I think price is gonna get to. So it's not even, because I'm not seeing anything here that I could use, but then I wished I could draw. If you see the characteristics, if you can see my mouse on the right there, see this up candle. So we do have some bullishness up here, right? And then this candle just slams all that, you know, movement to the upside. It's just like, just bearishly drops. And then we see some upward movement tries, but then it's also, you know, kind of, because this was a red candle, this was red. Oh, how would I say? Oh, so this was bullish. No, this was black, and then it became green, and then it kind of was forced down. So just seeing that alone with the bearish momentum. And now here we are trying to go down. These 2 candles try to take price up, and then this one slammed down, and then that momentum to go down was kind of forced up, and then bearishness was in, and it closed like a doji right there. That already is kind of signifying us that this right here might be a resistance area. That's the best way I could explain it. And how you see is those two wicks right there. If you could go back in, like, that's the same characteristic right here. Look at the wicks, right? And that becomes sort of support and resistance. And something I've also, like, because I've watched the ICT video today, you can take a fib from the high of that wick to the low and the middle, and if price has been kept in the lower part, then we're kind of bearish. Anyway, so I did enter this trade, and that right there was kind of like, yo, I think we have a strong resistance right there where we can see price go to the downside. So I think I did close nothing, but I just waited for the full 2R, because I was even thinking that we'll get to that old daily low, and we did get to it. So looking at the next picture, we did get to that old daily low, and then there was this scary movement to the upside, man. It was nuts, and it just didn't go anywhere. It went to a 1-hour fair value gap right there, or a CB or whatever, and then it resumed and then kind of went down a little bit. So I was glad that I was out here, because, man, anybody if your stop loss was anywhere here, you kind of taken out, and all this all that move, all that whatever was gone. So that's kind of sad, man. So yeah, when I get to those objectives, I want to break even and if possible pay myself, because sometimes, especially trading in the higher in the morning sessions where market is really moving, my stop losses can be even up to 100 points, 90 points. So I'm only forced to go in with one contract. So in such areas, the best I could do before my 2R is just break even or move my stop loss in profits. But if I have more than one contract, then I could always take out a contract. So yeah, so that was kind of scary. But I was already out, so kind of feeling sorry for whoever was in that game. But I think there's people who position themselves for long, because I saw a trader team with the V. I should have shown us the executions though. I think he used the 1250 EST time, which is whatever, to enter a long and then kind of anyway, I'm out. So let's go to the trade from yesterday. Again, also cool. It's kind of outside my desk, and my wife was like, yo, I think that's the entry that you take. You get back in there. And I came and immediately that was it, boom, drew my trend line, and at the close of this candle, boom, I was in. My stop loss right at 100. I think that's an ample space, a good space enough. If price wants to retrace, maybe it's not yet ready to go and he wants to just play around. I think my stop loss from my point of entry being at the 100 EMA is good, and pretty much it worked out yesterday. Kind of stayed in here for a little bit. So these are just fair value gaps that I'm drawing. Just hoping price stays below. I was actually hoping the price never goes back, but retest and then so at that all daily low right there, I took a one contract because this was I took 2 contracts, and then when we were going down, I kind of was like, yo, we are at the 1250 just hit right there. And then I know something about with 1250. I also like to do that open low high close, open low high close here. So if it's opening like this, in my mind I'm like, yo, I think it's just open, and if it just goes down, I think they're just taking liquidity to shoot price up. So it's like, yeah, I think I need to get out, and it's kind of like a perfect getting out right there, because after I got out, price shot up. And if I was trading this at that fair value gap, that would be my entry. But I think we had some bearishness where price I think it just died around somewhere here. So that's why that was the whole logic of me getting out completely of this trade, because if we opened and then went up, then probably maybe I would have stayed, or maybe it would have taken me out, because I think I'd already break even. So probably maybe just go up, I don't get to my break-even point and then start going down. Probably maybe I would have waited long, but knowing that open low high close, yeah, that was a nice place to get out. But it did later on go down. As you can see, it went up, so that would have taken me out on break-even if I didn't close, and then later it just sinks. So if you're trading FundedNext, 110 is kind of at that where that blue section starts, right? Because that's the end of the regular trading hours, I think. So they will close you out, so you probably even wouldn't have seen the rest of it. But if it was your own personal account and you didn't break even, that was scary though. After seeing this move and you haven't broken even, yeah, so probably that would have been a loss maybe, or break even. But I did get to my 1:2, so probably with my own account, because I've seen this a lot. Once I submit, I just leave it alone no matter what. See if we can get to those 1:2. It does suck though if you get to those levels and then it reverses and takes you out and you didn't pay yourself nothing. That sucks. So probably, of course, take some partials, break even, then see if it's gonna get to those points. And that's how the week ended. We ended in profit with an equity high of 51,326. So let's see what next week brings. Yeah, I'm actually not even gonna say, oh, I hope next week that we will do better or not. I don't care. We'll just see However the market wants to come, we deal with it, and then we just make sure that we're taking care of our drawdown. So my drawdown right now is like at 19. My distance to drawdown is at 1900. You know, we do get $2,000 on these 50k accounts, so it's at 1900. So hopefully we get to 2000, 2100. Anything above that locks, and we can use that extra to add into the risk that we can take, right? I think that's the plan, because even if I say like we get to 51,000, I'll take a much bigger risk. The distance to drawdown is the same every day, so yeah, we're gonna stick to that 200, 250 maximum if I have to take that loss. So as the stop loss, so 170, 160 to 250 max. It would be nice if I do get that to 50 to make 500. That would be nice. But in the meantime, I think the maximum I've taken so far has been 230. I think, but I'm seeing I only lost to 16 plus fees and commission to 21. We're still moving on. We're now going to week 8. Not in a hurry. We're just gonna take this thing slow and trade it like it was a real account, right? So this is a true testament of patience and discipline, man, because I know we could argue that, yo, this was only $99, right? It only cost us $99. $99 worth 7 weeks, but you have to see what we build in here: discipline, and then we also building this beautiful data here that we could always go back and see, yo, what would you have done differently? For example, let's look at these losses. We had noticed that when the loss is taken with this strategy, it tends to move the other way. So let's see that happened this week. Yep. So, you know, I took a trade right there. I'd have made that loss back, but sometimes it quite doesn't work like that. So like this one took me out, and then I think it just died. It didn't do so much. So if I did took a trade right there, I'd have been drawn down. You know, it didn't quite do nothing of the sort. And then this, so, you know, looking at price, like, we're just gonna figure out, yo, how can we take part in this, right? So looking at the original entry here, I've noticed that sometimes it will retrace back to the blue EMA, and then when it aligns again, it just wants to go that way. So that could be a re-entry right there. Or if there's another trend line form, that could be a re-entry, and we can make the best of the days that we are winning. So those are some of things that we are seeing with this journal. And on this day, you can see I do have 2 trend lines here. This was at 30-minute, and how it looked like was it formed like a nice open, and then it went up and then came down. That trend line was broken, bro. That's a no-brainer. Even if that lost, you'd be like, I position myself in the best way, but because of the drawdown, I just have to take it slow. And then that fair value gap, that was a nice re-entry, and that one too was a nice re-entry right there. If we draw half, we can see candles being, you know, being kept at the half, so that could be a nice re-entry. So this, you know, there's a lot to do with this strategy, but for now we're just gonna play calm, because we need to have enough drawdown. So if we take losses, we're just fine, you know. We get to a point where we're not touching that 2k daily drawdown. So let's go slow, just thinking of this like an airplane on the runway. It's just going fast, but however fast you're going, you still haven't taken off, you know. So in this case, taking off is when we get to 2100 and the drawdown locks, and then it starts, whatever profit you make starts being added to the drawdown. So that's where the plane starts going up. So 2100 and anything above, now that's where the plane starts flipping, and it can do all things. When it gets to a lower level, you cannot play around, you stay stable. So that's the whole mentality. So for now, we're still on the runway, but we're doing good. So we just bust our stuff line. So I'm gonna end this here, and that's the progress, man. Man, we thank God for this. This right here is gold for me, I'm not gonna lie. This is some gold right here. If you know, you know. Week 7. And this is the best way, man, to test your strategy. Go work on your strategy, then go buy an account you can afford and test your strategy slowly. If you fail, you fail. You have all this data that you now go around and play with it. So we've tested morning hours, and we're also now testing the afternoon with the 12 p.m. candle. So pretty much looking at how we can also trade each and every 1 hour candle, because that's an idea that I'm now having. And then I'm noticing from 6:30 to 9, if it's kind of if it's there's no movement like this one, if it's kind of what am I looking for? What am I trying to say? If it's kind of consolidating, then after 9, where we see the morning when we have a big move, and then at 9 we see the market kind of retracing. If the morning is consolidating at 9 to 10, it seems like that's when it wants to start. I mean, every day is different though, but that's kind of the things that we are looking for. And then probably we can just stick to, you know, try to look for that signature where we see it open. If we're bearish, we want our candle to open and then just straight upwards, you know, to a PDRA. And then on the way down, we should be able to get using your strategy, get an entry, just position yourself for short, either above or at the open line, and then see if you can get that whatever to the downside. So that right there is something that we're looking at right now, and we'll see how that goes, bro, because that right there is it's pretty much trading. If let's say the 1 hour candle right here, and then let's get rid of the EMAs, then let's change to the bars. Look at this, just look at, can we make them bigger? Oh, thin bars. Oh yeah, there we go. So each and every candle, it will bullish opens, it went down and then went up and then closed. This one we are bearish, open, went up a little bit, came down, closed, open, come down, go up. So you know, but be careful though, just because it did this doesn't mean it's that obvious. If we can take this candle alone, there's something that they do, bro, like it can just open, right, and then it goes up fast. So now if that's your logic, you're like, okay, that's the manipulation, so you want to get in, and then it gives you some hopes, yet this is now the real manipulation, and then it shoots up to go and form this right here. So that is some of the things that it likes to do, right? And it could also it could also open, shoot up, that's the real direction, but then or whatever, that's the fake out, but the real direction is going down, right? So it starts going down and then shoots up, adds a little bit more of that, and then now get back to the real direction. So that's price for you. There's really nothing straightforward with this thing, man. So all I can say is on your losing days, make sure you have a target. Like let's say it's $300 or $200 or $400 a day. Once I get to that loss threshold, let's say mine is $400 a day, you're done. And that requires a lot of discipline. You're done, because if you keep trading and you're able to take your losses back, you're gonna bring that mentality to the following day. So you know, I can get my losses back, but then you end up getting the whole. So for me, I'm like, okay, people are different anyway. For me, I'm like, yo, once I get my loss threshold, I'm done. For right now, it's just one trade a day, and I'm seeing the benefits of it. Slowly build, going up slowly, but little by little, you know, it will get you there. Pretty much I'm done here, and that was just my small advice for the day, for whoever it makes sense to. Let's get back our EMAs here, and we'll see what next week has to offer. I was listening to ICT this morning, I think a video he did, and his targets I think were This is Nasdaq, right? What was that brother targeting, bro? Some sell side, maybe somewhere down here, I think. Whatever price wants to do is what it is going to do. But right now it looks like we are bearish. Looking at this, I can see that that was the last down candle on the daily. And let's take it to the right. Look at that. Last down candles, low high, lower low right there. It was crossed up a little bit, but kind of tried to stay in there. And then from here, the candles was inside, closed over here, went up, and then now we left. That was the last retest of that point, and now we are flying away. So maybe we could see a retest back to this fair value gap. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Then maybe trade up to there, then keep going down. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. So that's the end of my review, and I'll see you on the next one. So now I'm going to just set up for the back test, and then I'm going to start another live stream maybe in 15 minutes and take an hour or so back testing Nasdaq, this same strategy. Probably maybe put some more emphasis on the top-down analysis, just to see, you know, test that open high, low, close, and vice versa, and open low, open, test that open, low, high, close right there. That's what we're gonna be looking at on the back test today, and we'll see what price has to offer us. Unless there's any questions, I'm out. 2 people watching. Thank you so much for joining me here. And waiting for my music so I can finish here. And I'll see you on the next one. So the closest scripture right there is to the only God, our Savior, through Jesus Christ our Lord, be glory, majesty, and dominion. Be glory, majesty, dominion, and authority before time and now and forevermore. And that was the weekly review, Marera Capital, and I'll see you on the next one. Backtest video coming right up after this, and I'm out. Peace.